Well, it was a chilly afternoon today. Temperatures only topping out at 71 in Greer and Rock Hill, 69 in the capital city, 66 in Orangeburg, 65 in Florence, and 63 in Myrtle Beach, Walterboro, and down in Charleston. So a lot of areas were sitting below average for this time of the year, but we are going to see those temperatures gradually warm back up into the 70s. So it's going to keep that fall-like feel just a little bit warmer than what we saw today. We are going to see a warm up by the end of the week, but that's not going to last long. I'll tell you why in a second. But even though we get that warm up, we are going to keep those chilly overnight lows, and they're going to stay below average for the next week and even beyond that. But our pollen levels are also going down, and that's where I want to talk about briefly here. Our pollen levels now are at a 5 or a 6, and they're really going to stay there for the next couple of months as those fall leaves start to fall. That could kick up some pollen. But as far as our secondary pollen season, that's practically over at this point, because our 5 and 6 is basically going to stay with us as those leaves continue to fall. But as far as your overnight lows for the next couple of days, our overnight lows are going to be sitting in the 40s for your Tuesday and Wednesday. We do get some 50s moving back in as some warmer air moves in for your Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But a cold front moves through and knocks those overnight lows right back down into the 40s towards the end of the weekend and heading into next week. So it is going to feel quite chilly. So as you're heading off to work or heading off to school, be sure you do have a light jacket or a sweater to keep you warm. As far as your afternoon highs, they are going to top out in the 70s for the next couple of days. As that cold front starts to move in, it does bring some warmer air and some moisture ahead of it. It's not going to rain, but it is going to allow for some more cloud cover to move in by your Friday, and our temperatures do bump up into the 80s. Now by our Friday evening, those temperatures topping out in the 80s in the afternoon, they quickly fall off to the low to mid 70s by 7 o'clock. And we are sitting under some clouds, but it's not going to be a thick layer of clouds. It's just going to be a couple of passing clouds. As far as your temperatures, those 70s quickly fall down into the 60s towards the end of the night. As far as your weekend is concerned, we do keep some clouds as that cold front continues to push through for your Saturday. Our temperatures stay in the low 70s for most of us, but after that cold front passes through in the upstate, we struggle to get to 70 and sit in the upper 60s. After that cold front passes everyone, we drop down into the upper 60s across the state, and if you're lucky, you may see a 70, and especially if you are down in the low country, it's more likely that you will see a 70 down there on your Sunday. Before I show you your 10-day forecast, let's take a look at our upcoming holidays. 28 days until Halloween on October 31st, and only 34 more days until we set back our clocks and those sunsets get even earlier. 52 days until Thanksgiving and 83 more sleeps until Christmas morning. As far as your 10-day is concerned, nothing but sun and clouds. Temperatures quite seasonable in the 70s, except for your Friday, a little bit above average into the 80s, but they fall back right down into the 60s and 70s after that cold front does pass through. So an overall beautiful next couple of days ahead. Keep it here at Will's Weather for all the latest information.